Yeah, man, Simple Purples, Minimal Blessed Beats. I'm here on my lunch break, representationalizing for Soundation right now. Some news hit the streets. You know I've been a long time OP-1 supporter. I made tons of content about it. I recently sold mine just because I couldn't simply afford it. Now, news struck us today. What we've been waiting for a long time. This is essentially the OP-2 for you. This is the OP-2, but we're calling it the OP-1 Field. Pretty sure it didn't slip your attention, but I want to have a little discussionalizing around it. You know what I'm saying? The beauty of evolution. Teenage engineering doing what they do so excellently, doing some beautiful design. We have some design upgrades and a whole lot of new features to the good old OP-1. I would call this an OP-2. Maybe people are expecting more, a complete design overhaul, but hey, why reinvent the wheel? Why not just make something that was already pretty damn dope even more doper? Would you call this the OP-2? I would call this the OP-2. Let's get into it. You could probably read this for yourself, but if you're gassing, I'm just gonna rub it in on you a little bit. Louder, thinner, and 100 times better. Introducing the all-new OP-1 Field, injected with more than a decade of ideas, refinements, and improvements. Just to mention a few: stereo throughout the whole signal chain. Nice. Bluetooth MIDI. I don't care. USB Type-C. Nice. A new speaker system with a passive driver for detailed, fat, and loud sound. Wow, I would like to hear this in action because the old one was pretty much unusable. A massive 24-hour battery life. Battery life was already pretty damn amazing on the first one. Multiple tapes. Hear this one. That is really the real dangerous stuff. For me, this would probably be one of my number one requests with the original OP-1. Have it so you can have multiple projects on there. And recording formats, we'll see about that. New great sounding reverb and the Dimension synth engine. A new synthesizer engine, nice. An all glass flush high resolution display. Looking nice, looking spiff. Like I say, the teenage engineering is what they do absolutely best, is flawless, sexy designs. We also meticulously reworked all graphics screen by screen. Did we mention FM broadcasting? I've always wanted to host some pirate radio, you know what I'm saying? That is pretty cool. This list right here is a little bit like cooking soup from a single nail. New font, not really nothing to brag about, but they are specifying everything here, so I'm just gonna hop on the ones that really capture my attention the most. 8 swappable tapes for recording. That's giving us some answers right there. You can have 8 tapes simultaneously. Pretty damn nice. 4 different tape styles. Interesting. What is this? We'll find out about it later. New reverb effect. Mother, drum kit packs, don't care. New synth engine, Dimension, also a little bit curious about that. USB MIDI and audio connectivity, that's pretty nice for the people who like to use their phones and iPads and whatever to make music. And the portabilists out there, obviously. This one goes along hand in hand with that too, with the battery life being increased. Zoomed in sample editing, this is great. The original OP-1 was a little bit lackluster, if I may say so. When it came to the sample editing, you had to set the end point very close to the start point in order to be able to find that zero crossing and avoid pops. Stereo mix down from synth and drum to stereo tape tracks. That's nice, so you can bounce things to the tape tracks. Drum sampler is stereo now. Well, everything is stereo. Improved drum envelope for better transient control. Same thing here. That one was a little bit lackluster. Sometimes you would run into troubles when you wanted to shape the sound exactly how you wanted it. Stacking drum samples, nice. 160 minutes of sample storage. That definitely needed some improving to be improved, you know what I'm saying? Audio jack is different. Now you can use a headset mic, kind of like on the OP-Z. New volume setting per patch, that's nice. Ground loop noise suppressor, that's something that also was a big minus with the original OP-1. A lot of ground noise, a lot of noise overall. Encoder click functionality. This is funny because the original OP-1 did have clickable encoders. It's just they never implemented any functionality for it. So they've done it now with this new version. Better mic, tape name editor, Bluetooth low energy advertising toggle. I don't know if we want it. That sounds like some Big Brother shit. I don't know what it's about, but completely reworked UI. Better radio compatibility, dual role USB Type-C connector. I don't know, I think we already mentioned the USB Type-C. New font is what I'm most excited about, of course. Everything is stereo. I mean, you could probably condense this whole list here into a fifth of what it actually is, but Still, some very welcome additions. You can see, new design, everything. This is what the sample engine looks like now. Modern retouch of it, looking very fashionable. Here's the tape edit screen where you can see the different types of tapes that you can use. You can use a studio 4-track tape, a vintage 4-track tape, Porta, and Disc Mini, all with their own unique characteristics and graphics. I'm curious about this. As mentioned before, you can have up to 8 tapes in memory. More thinner than before, Velcro on the back so you can attach it to various Velcro things. Pretty cool. And the reason why it's called Field is because it's compatible with the TX6, the new Field mixer that they released. So the combo is pretty powerful, I would guess. Now to the drawback of this whole bonanza is that it's going to cost you about, I don't know what the exchange rates are right now, but around $2,000 for the OP-1 and more than $1,000 for the TX6. Well, for me it would be like 2 months of work and not paying rent or eating. Unfortunately, as much as I would want this, I cannot afford it. I can't justify it right now. TE, hit me up if you want me to make some high quality content. Flip the shit out of that little baby of yours. Let me know. And for the people who do find it within their budget to buy this, I would buy it if I could, you know what I'm saying? One thing I'm wondering about that is not addressed here is, have they fixed the pop issues with the tape? The crackles and the pops. I mean forever, not one single update ever fixed that issue where you would just randomly get some pops and crackles on the tape that wouldn't disappear, and it would ruin a short pass of your beats. I hope that the improved looping and other improved things includes complete removal of these accidental pops, some automatic mini fade functionality that takes care of the zero crossing. And the same thing with the sampler. You want to be able to introduce just a short, tiny little bit of attack if you're chopping up samples. For example, a lot of people are using the drum sampler, or I know I was, for chopping up samples. And when you only have the transient envelope, you can't get rid of any cracks and pops that are introduced by not setting the sample start or the sample end to an absolute zero crossing position, which sometimes is impossible. Those are really the big ones for me. And I know another one is an undo function. Just a simple undo function. I know so many people have just been yelling about, why isn't there just a simple undo? I didn't see anything mentioned about that in here. Maybe it's mentioned somewhere else, or maybe I missed it, but I hope they put that in there as well. I want to give a quick shout out to Soundation in this video. The best way to collab online with several people in the same DAW, flipping samples, using any of the plugins that are in there, lots of instruments, synthesizers, drag and dropping samples in there. It really is quite the incredible tool, and I urge you to check that out. Use BLEZUP as a discount code for a 50% discount on a yearly subscription. Let me tell you, honestly, I have tried every single solution of collabing online like this for collabing with the community in my Discord. For example, with Only Phantoms, we've tried Soundtrap, we've tried the Band Lab, we tried all of that shit, and this is by far the best solution. Let me tell you, you should definitely check it out. Let's move on. Hey, that is very sexy. I'm not surprised. Also about the price, I could go the same old route, jump on the train and whine about, hey, why is it so fucking expensive? I have done that in the past also, but I'm not surprised by that neither. They're doing what they can. It's a high quality product, you know what I'm saying? And they know that people are ready to shell out the money for it. I would if I could. I cannot. So I'm not surprised by the price tag. What do you think about this? Is it cutting it? Is it living up to your expectations of a sequel to the OP-1? Is this the OP-2? What do you think was missing from the original OP-1? 8 tracks instead? That's another common discussion that we've had throughout the years. Does it have anything that you wanted? And send a shitload of emails to Teenage Engineering demanding them that they send a unit to me so I can make some beautiful videos for you. Okay, bye-bye.